In a fast-moving city where people measured success by titles, salaries, and followers, there lived a woman named Clara who worked as a bus conductor on an old, crowded route that most drivers avoided, a job that paid little and earned even less appreciation. Yet every morning Clara showed up with quiet determination, greeting passengers with a warm, "Good morning," even when they ignored her, helping elderly riders find seats, waiting an extra few seconds for someone running toward the bus, and returning lost coins without ever expecting thanks, because she believed kindness was not something you performed for applause but something you practiced for peace. And though her life looked ordinary from the outside, it carried a strength few noticed, especially during one cold evening when the bus filled with tired faces after a long workday, frustration thick in the air, until the bus stopped suddenly and an elderly man collapsed near the door, causing murmurs and impatience. But while others complained about being late, Clara knelt beside him, spoke gently, wrapped her scarf around his shaking hands, and stayed with him until help arrived, missing her own ride home and walking miles in the dark without anger, only concern. And the next morning life continued as usual. No headlines written, no cameras flashing, just Clara collecting tickets again, unaware that one of the passengers from that night was a struggling young writer who had nearly given up on people, convinced the world rewarded selfishness. But what he witnessed stayed with him. The calm courage of a woman who chose compassion over convenience. And days later he wrote about her, not using her name, but describing her actions, and the story spread quietly online, touching thousands who felt unseen and tired, reminding them that greatness does not always wear a suit or stand on a stage. Sometimes it holds a ticket machine and offers a seat. And when Clara eventually read the story shared by a friend, she did not recognize herself at first, because she had never considered her actions special. But something shifted inside her, not pride, but understanding, that even small choices could echo farther than imagined. And from that day forward she stood a little straighter, smiled a little more confidently, not because the world had changed, but because she realized her value had never depended on recognition. And people too began to change, passengers saying thank you, drivers helping more, strangers softer with one another, not because of the story alone, but because kindness is contagious when someone is brave enough to begin. And the truth is, you may feel invisible today, working hard without praise, giving without receiving, wondering if it matters, but somewhere someone is watching, learning, healing because of how you show up. And even if no one ever tells you, your kindness is shaping a world that desperately needs it, because success is not always about how high you climb, but how many hearts you lift along the way. And when you choose kindness despite exhaustion, despite disappointment, despite being overlooked, you are not weak. You are powerful, building a legacy that cannot be measured in money, only in lives quiet.